हसरत है हमारी बाबा, कर दो वो पूरी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके।
आप सोचो, अगर एक आदमी आपको कोई हीरा देवे और दूसरे आदमी मट्टी का गोला देवे, तो आपकी आकर्षण कहाँ जाएगी? हीरे में जाएगी, मट्टी में नहीं। मट्टी से खेलना भी तो अच्छा होता है। तो व्यर्थ संकल्प ये भी क्या है? हीरा या मट्टी? तो मट्टी से खेलते तो हो ना, आदत पड़ी हुई है, इसलिए व्यक्ति भी है मट्टी है ना। मट्टी मट्टी में मिल जाती, देखने में आपको बहुत सुंदर आता है, चाहे सूरत से, चाहे कोई विशेषता से, चाहे कोई गुण से। तो कहते हैं कि और मुझे कोई लगाव नहीं है, समय नहीं है, लेकिन इनका ये गुण बहुत अच्छा है, गुण का प्रभाव थोड़ा बढ़ जाता है। या कहते हैं कि इसमें सेवा की विशेषता हो, तो सेवा की विशेषता के कारण थोड़ा सा समय शब्द नहीं कहेंगे, लेकिन अगर विशेष किसी भी व्यक्ति की तरफ या वैभव की तरफ बार बार संकल्प बीत जाता है, ये होता तो बहुत अच्छा। ये भी आकर्षण है व्यक्ति की, क्यों? सेवा की विशेषता का दाता कौन? वो व्यक्ति या भाग देता है? कौन देता है? वो व्यक्ति बहुत अच्छा है, अच्छा है, और ठीक है, लेकिन जब कोई भी विशेषता को देखते, गुणों को देखते, सेवा को देखते, तो दाता को नहीं बोलो, लेवता वो व्यक्ति भी लेवता है, दाता नहीं है।
बड़ी मन भावनी मुरली प्रेम से प्राणों को सींचे, रसीली तान की ये डोर आपकी ओर ही खींचे, आपकी ओर ही खींचे, रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों की मीठी बातों में।
Om Shanti. Transform the atmosphere with volcanic yoga tapasya. Baba and I. When all other thoughts have quietened and only one thought remains, Baba and I. That is called powerful yoga. All thoughts, apart from the experience of meeting the Father, should vanish. Only then could you say that your remembrance is volcanic, through which transformation can take place. For this, use the power to merge. As soon as you say stop, you would be able to put a full stop. A powerful break should be applied, not a weak break. Om.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 28. Transform the atmosphere with volcanic yoga tapasya. Today's topic, Baba and I. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Is everyone okay? Everyone is well? When you all are well, then we here are also well, right? It's really Baba's blessings that keeps us well, right? Baba, this whole month had been reminding us to have volcanic remembrance, volcanic yoga, volcanic atmosphere. And today Baba is reminding us, which is something very interesting, that volcanic yoga is possible only when it's Baba and I. So we will say that's how it is, right? But then with this I, many subtle things can be attached. Sometimes my family, sometimes my contacts, sometimes my problem, situation. Baba, please take care of this. Baba, I have request for this one. But just I, nothing attached. So that what we enjoy is the meeting of soul and Supreme Soul. Not even I as what my physical personality is. I know that I am so used to meeting Bab Dada, then only Shiv Baba and Sakar. So in that there is awareness of not only soul, but Baba's child. Soul is Baba's child, but that is with Shiv Baba. But with Bab Dada, we are BKs, no? Baba's daughters. So daughter has a body and son has a body. But then when we go into incorporeal, just soul with Supreme Soul. because ultimately that's what will be and what should be our practice. So Baba is giving us homework. When all our thoughts are quietened, and only one thought remains, Baba and I, and that is called powerful yoga. All the thoughts apart from the experience of meeting the Father should vanish. All the thoughts should disappear, vanish. Take your time, think about it. Only then could you say that your remembrance is volcanic. Your remembrance is volcanic, and through which the transformation can happen. Many seva sanskars emerge again. After a long time, you find the same pattern of thoughts emerging. That means it's not completely transformed. So when there is volcanic yoga, volcanic remembrance, then there will be that deep transformation. For this, use the power to merge everything, let it merge. As soon as you say stop, as soon as you say stop, you should be able to put full stop. A powerful break should be applied, not a weak break. Sometimes, yes, we say stop, it stops. Not all the time, right? So what Baba wants that it should be all the time, because you don't know when you will need it, right? While driving, you have to have always attention. One foot is always near brake, right? It's very important, right? Because when there is powerful brake, at the end, we have to really stop. What I noticed that this habit of not only using stop, but whatever is needed that moment, if I can do that. I find that sometimes that doesn't happen. Maybe 5 minutes after, 3 minutes after, but not that moment. And one can get hurt. I'm knowing that, yes, this can be done, but it's not coming in the intellect. Let me do this. And sometimes others remind you, and or you become aware, oh, this is the way. I could just be free from what is happening. So I was thinking since yesterday that how to use this, that moment, exactly right thought comes, then you don't really suffer, there is no accident, there is no pain. If somebody gets hurt, does that person need ice, or that person needs what that person needs? If you give immediately to that person, there will be big relief. Right? So that is why some of the remedies we should know. When there is somebody, any fire, the blanket is used, There are many different ways. No? But here Baba is talking about so the ability of mind, not only capacity, but it's very, very thought just at the right moment, at the right time. So I think that keeping I free can definitely help us. Your mind can be very sharp or intellect can be very clear. Many times we think and then we realize after some time it was not necessary. It would have worked anyway. Why I use so many thoughts? So we will pay attention to our homework with Baba and I, and also using our break. We say stop is a stop. While listening, while speaking, we become like Baba said, checker and maker. We check ourselves and then we know that we have to transform and also become maker. That was in the Avyaktam only. Baba had been Lord saying about waste, 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 don't waste. So I thought this Raksha Bandhan, we are giving Baba some gift or pocket money, and that will be Baba, no more waste. Little bit extra thinking, little bit extra, going into things which are not necessary. Like yesterday, Baba said, little things should not even appear, so that there is enough time, energy for elevated thoughts, for elevated efforts, or just to have volcanic yoga, so that there is very, very deep transformation. Om Shanti. आप थोड़ा ना घड़ी क्या
Good evening, Didi.
good evening, Vadi Ben.
Om Shanti. To see you.
Om
You
Shanti.
know, it's a very high path. And yeah, really. And our luck that we get to watch someone on a daily basis, reaching what you're teaching. In other words, always your willingness to acknowledge where there was a mistake and then how you've managed to change it. And thinking on this thing, like between yesterday and today, there was the whole aspect of faith came up, and in the blessing, faith and Baba, faith and drama, faith in the self, and then the fourth faith, which is, of course, faith in your own victory. Now, what you were saying a few minutes ago about, that these thoughts, even after a long time, or these traits, that they still keep coming up. How can I have faith that I'll be victorious over them when after X number of years, they're still there, or I see them in others?
No, we say it's a very steep path, very, very, the way one goes. It's very subtle also. It's not something which is very visible. I think that someone asked me, you still need to practice. Brother Eric keep asking me, do you still need to make efforts? But you have to continuously pay attention, right? You cannot just say, no, I don't need efforts. I don't need to pay attention. As soon as what Baba calls it, carelessness, when carelessness comes, then it could emerge also. And especially like we all have different sanskars or different personality.
Mhm.
And when the mistake happens, don't feel guilty. Don't keep it for long. Don't waste time. I made mistake. I made mistakes. If you need to acknowledge, if you want to share with your instrument or someone, do it and let it go, you know. So I like when Baba is saying that. I think when we came to Baba, our yoga was I and Baba.
Mm.
Then we start carrying a lot of household, no, in the sense of yoga for this one, yoga for this one, a Sakash for this one. So what Baba is saying today, that if you want volcanic yoga, powerful yoga, then you and Baba, I and Baba, that's important. And I think that is the ultimate goal, that nothing is attached to I. Even there is no attachment, but still like some thoughts. I remember sometimes back, I really practiced this one of I and nothing else, no situation, no person, no problem, nothing, but just I. And it's very interesting that one is the experience you have with Baba. But also other important thing is that the transformation which happens. See, we should remember that victory is definite because Baba has guaranteed us the victory. Right? But in between, we lose self-trust. We lose even faith in the victory. But if you just maintain even just this thought, I am a victorious soul. I am a
You know,
victorious soul.
in,
But
in today's
once I forget it, yeah, what you saying?
no, I was just going to say in today's Murli Baba said that this would continue. I'm glad they didn't change the numbers in the Murli, 50 to 60 years. It's like it's way more than 60 for you now.
That is
So
why the Gulzar used to say, always be happy until the last moment. No, just happy. Because she said, maybe in the end, you start worrying or you start getting concerned about something. You know, we have seen the culmination of the journey of many seniors, right?
mhm,
Many daddies. And they all achieved to the maximum, right?
yeah.
But in the end, again, everyone had a different, you know, kind of, if there was some settling or, but one thing I found with that is that they just took everything in drama, settling of karmic accounts, so they could easily be with Baba, you know. So what victory we are going to claim? What is victory for us? That in the end, no other thought, no wasteful thought, no attachment should emerge. Right? So I think that we have to notice our sanskars. Like some people like lot of light, some like darkness, little bit. In their room when they sleep, they like dark. And I like very bright. I feel very good. So then I realized that how all of us, each one of us, from somewhere, we connect with certain things nicely and we don't connect with, you know, like if we have to get house, first thing I see how much light comes, how many
Yeah.
windows there, because you feel very good about it. You
Yeah.
know? And some people, they don't really mind it, you know. whatever it is. So what is victory for us? That's each one of us we have to say.
Baba talks about faith in the intellect, and he also talks about a loving and a non-loving intellect. So what is the connection between faith and love? I'm not sure if Didi's hearing me, but especially in connection with yesterday's Murli, when Baba's saying, like, there's something missing in your love kind of thing. So what's the connection? Is love of the intellect? What's the connection between faith and love? If I'm not loving completely, is it indicative that there's something missing in my faith? Good, everybody can churn it now until Didi returns.
Now, whenever, let's say there is a situation which is a little bit risky or a little bit dangerous. One who has a loving intellect will think of Baba at that moment. And as soon as that soul will think of Baba, that soul will be able to find the remedy.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately find either a person is there or whatever I need, it is there. So that's loving is intellect, means the first thought comes very naturally is for Baba. Loving. I have love for Baba. I have faith in Baba both. Not only love, but also the faith. But then there are some souls, they might think about a person, they might think, oh, let me contact this one, which is not bad in a way, because they are also getting to see what help they could get. But loving intellect will just go to Baba. And internally, this whole feeling, it will work. Everything is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Like internally, victory. When there is faith, there is love, there is victory. The thoughts of is going to be okay.
Is it the faith that brings the love?
Yeah,
or the
love
love that brings the faith? And mixed with that, because there's like, often it's two types that come to Baba in terms of seekers. Either they're looking for God or they're looking for truth. And for many, I've heard them say, oh, I've always had a relationship with God, and kind of they just segued into, a natural follow through. But those seeking truth, they can't say they had a relationship with truth before. So is it possible that you could almost love the truth, that there's a quality of loving the truth above all else, and of loving Baba? Because sometimes the love for Baba can take on like a bhakti type thing.
Mm-hmm. I think we should have both, love and devotion.
Okay.
Like for Dadi Janki, you had both, no? You were not only loving, you were like not a devotee, but your devotion was there. Deeply within the respect you had. See, devotion
because of her truth, because of her knowledge, more than anything else.
Whatever knowledge, her love for you, or recognition of her person, and love for God or faith in God. But deeply within, love brings respect. And devotion is respect. But in path of bhakti, they don't, they see God as the infinite light. They see God as everywhere. So their definition of God, understanding of God is different than us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to know God as an entity, God as a personality. So that's where the relationship comes. Even one of our very common prayer is, your mother and father, your supreme teacher, supreme Sadguru. But still They say God is everywhere. God is omnipresent. He does everything. So they mix the matter or the nature with God. They say that even every leaf lives with the will of God. No, but then there is breeze, no, which makes the leaf move around. But so I always say soul, God, and the nature or the matter. We have to understand all three.
Right.
Soul is soul, God is God. But whole drama is when soul gets into the matter or nature. If soul doesn't get 5 elements body, soul cannot play part, right? So it's also very important to understand what soul does, what God does, and then what the nature. Now, if it's raining, then it's cloudy, then, if you really sometimes look at how the 5 elements play the whole game and how much effect it has on our body. And then Baba says, no, you have to purify the nature also by having elevated thoughts. So because people do not have clear definition of all three, that this whole drama is of between soul and the matter, and God is above. And then we got relationship with God by understanding. So I think once they understand the basic, they will know what is relationship. Otherwise, they don't know.
Mhm.
So, but because they have faith, no, Baba says, even if anyone remembers me, even if they don't know me, they will
Right.
still get power.
Yeah.
They will still get help, because what help they're seeking, now that goes to God and it comes back to someone, somewhere in the drama. It's not that he directly does anything, but it is always through someone. One is to have yoga, but other is like, I need to be rescued. So how will he rescue? If someone will appear at that time,
Yeah.
our life we find so many people just appear to help, no?
Absolutely.
Internally we are remembering Baba,
Yeah.
Baba, like we need help. But then somebody gets that current or energy or whatever vibrations, and they appear to help you. All of a sudden you say, oh, you are here. So why they got this thought to be there at that moment, Lot of things you must be remembering in your life where we find suddenly we get so much help,
So much.
And that's the response from God.
Hmm. And so then, again, going back to this thing of yesterday and where the idea that there's less love. Does one blame oneself for feeling less love? Does one blame oneself for not being able to experience God's love?
I think that we have to look into that.
In a subtle way, not just in terms of like good
There
things
is
happen.
there is some kind of blockages in the sense of either you are very attached to something else, right?
Okay.
It could be your own body, it could be your possessions. There are some people spend hours in collecting, accumulating. Now all that means your love is so divided, We say I love God, but actually I love more other things more than God, So I think that a lot of habits are really connected with the sanskars, but then it's also somewhere the soul doesn't feel love from God. Like Baba said, if you are full, no space left, then no attraction will be there. And if there is attraction, that means there is a space. That means you are not full. And that's what Baba said, Amrit Vela is the good time to make yourself full of God's love so that whole day you are not attracted or
Yeah.
tempted or again carried by your own habits, and doing things which are again some attraction, some attachment there.
And wouldn't it be to some degree, again, that sanskar of a lack of self-respect, which everyone has to some degree?
Yeah.
And then this question, the question yesterday too, when Baba said this thing about, about how some will come with their speciality, but until that speciality is filled with knowledge. And I was thinking maybe you could elaborate in terms of a practical example, because you'll have some that will come with great confidence, they're intelligent, life has never refused them anything, they've got whatever they wanted. But then, they find God. How can that sanskar of great self-confidence sometimes be an obstacle? And how is it transformed then with knowledge?
Yeah, big obstacle. Not only confidence, let's say mercy. You are merciful, very merciful, but maybe wrong way, wrong place,
Okay.
wrong person. And because then when you have knowledge, then you are able to discern how much I should do in mercy. I remember Dadi Janki always used to say that you give, but don't see that the greed of other person doesn't increase. So that means if I am giving, but I am not sensible enough, then other person is taking advantage, not only advantage, but greed will increase. No, like you have heard that some young brothers who work here, so they asked Dadi how much I should give to my parents, and Dadi said, I cannot say how much, but always remember that their greed doesn't increase and your attachment doesn't increase.
Yeah, I remember.
So wherever we find little bit, it's increasing like a vice, it's not a virtue. So when it's a virtue, then there is no vice. But as soon as you find that it's changing into vice, then you have to use the knowledge. You have to be sensible. No? I have so many cases of people losing money, people losing respect, and all that because of their kindness, because of their attachment. Whatever this happens is because of their mercy or kind-heartedness.
Wow.
I remember Dadi Janki also used to tell us so many stories that in kindness they become bankrupt. So what kind of kindness is that?
So there wasn't wisdom in it, right? Yeah.
Knowledge is power to discern or wisdom. So many cases like that. And that is why we are lucky that we have everything is growing, but we are very, very kind of, we are protecting, is Baba's knowledge is protecting our everything. Otherwise, out of jealousy, it could be many different ways that whatever we are achieving can be taken away. But it's Baba's knowledge, power of yoga, that everything is going on for year after year after year.
Yeah.
Not only in India, but all over the world now. So it's because of Baba's love. Baba's love.
As you say, it's deep, and it's obvious, and the results are obvious, but it is also very, very subtle as well.
So what I noticed that because people do not do enough practice, either soul consciousness or subtle purity, so they want to go higher, like through intellect, but they drop. You will find a lot of them, many Baba's children, they sleep a lot while they are sitting in yoga. They can't go up, They're trying to go up and then they drop because the purity and subtlety is not there. It requires a lot of effort, to remain awake or I was sharing that day that, even if you have to go offer bhog to Baba, you have to go above 5 elements, your body, then you have to go universe, then you go above that.
Mhm.
But you have to keep ascending, right? But that requires really lot of purity, lot of lightness. I mean, it's not that simple. So that means what we have to do all the time, keep practicing, be careful, don't do gross things, don't get involved into unnecessarily thinking. A lot of attention is required. And so if they ask me, I make effort, I do make a lot of effort.
Yeah, as I say, are luck to be able to observe that. That it's not just someone on high with a big gap, but it's like you have he says a kingdom's being created. And I don't know for you, because you can see intuitively, not that you're judging, but that you can intuitively see where each soul is at. And so is there any difference for you in dealing with people who are really at the basic level? And when I say the basic level, I don't just mean that have just taken Gyan, but that are struggling. They're always struggling with something. Is it as easy for you to
I mean, I
deal
know,
with
but
that?
I don't pay a lot of attention. I feel I have to be strong.
Beautiful.
I have to give good wishes. I have to have pure drishti for them.
Yeah.
That's what I know. Yeah.
Because that was yesterday's Murli first Baba said. He's the only bestower, everybody else is a taker. But now you see yourself as a bestower, right?
Yeah, I don't. Then otherwise, you will be only doing that. Who is doing what sanskar?
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
I
That's nice.
really don't want to get into that.
Yeah, that's a nice way of looking at being the bestower.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I was telling Bhumi Van during day, lot of systems, why this one didn't tell. I said, I don't want to do all that. I just want to have good wishes. Whatever part everyone has, let them play it. It's it's waste of time and energy, right?
Anyway, that's a very profound point. So I think we'll leave it on that one. That's a good one for me. Thank you, Didi.
Thank you, Modiman.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Good night.
Good night.
बाबा की आशाओं की बनी तस्वीर रूहानी है, करते रहे पूरी हर आज्ञा हमने ठानी है। बाबा की आशाओं की बनी तस्वीर रूहानी है, करते रहे पूरी हर आज्ञा हमने ठानी है। बड़ों के आशीषों की ये तो मेहरबानी है, मीठे सुरों की बनी सरगम सबको सुनानी है।
तो आज की टॉपिक है, योगी तो आप सभी है ही, कर्म योगी भी है, राज योगी भी है, दोनों ही अनुभव कर रहे होंगे। लेकिन अभी बाबा समय के प्रमाण, कर्म योगी तो बनना ही है, राजयोगी भी बनना ही है, लेकिन बाबा कहते हैं अभी ज्वालामुखी योग चाहिए। क्योंकि समय के प्रमाण हमको, दुनिया को, कितने लोग हैं संसार में, अभी पहुंचना, दूबदू समझाना, वो हम कर तो रहे हैं। ये जो टीवी के प्रबंध किए हैं उसमें अनेक आत्माओं तक पहुंचता है आवाज, लेकिन कहीं सुने कहीं नहीं सुने, तो हमको दिल में आता है ना, ये तरस तो पड़ता है ना सभी पर। भाई बहन हमारे भाई बहन है ना, तो तरस तो पड़ता है। तो बाबा कहते हैं इसीलिए समय ऐसा आएगा जो आपके सामने वो आ सके या नहीं आ सके। इसीलिए ये जो ज्वालामुखी योग है उससे आप आत्माओं को शक्ति दो, नहीं तो उलझना रह जाएगा ना हमारा। मानो हमारा आपका पड़ोसी है, ज्ञान नहीं सुनता है। आपने कोशिश भी की होगी, हमको याद है जब हम छोटे थे और पहले पहले सेवा शुरू की है हमने, तो हमारी सफेद साड़ी देख करके जहां भी जाते थे ना ये कार्ड देने, तो वो डरते थे और सफेद साड़ी देख करके दरवाजा बंद कर देते थे। तो हम अंदर जाएं कैसे, कार्ड देवें कैसे? तो हम पता है क्या करते थे, हम उनके पोस्ट ऑफिस में डाल के आते थे। पोस्ट तो जरूर देखेंगे, वंचित नहीं रह जाए बेचारी आत्माएं, इसके लिए पोस्ट में डाल के आते थे। तो वो कम से कम ये पढ़ तो लेवे, पता तो पड़े परमात्मा पिता आया है। जब पीछे अंत में पता पड़ेगा, पहचानेंगे, तब तो पश्चाताप के बिना कुछ नहीं हो सकता। हमारा भाई पश्चाताप में ही रह जावे, अच्छा तो नहीं लगता है। इसलिए समय के प्रमाण बाबा कहते हैं ऐसा समय आएगा जो वो आपके नजदीक आने चाहेंगे लेकिन आ नहीं सकेंगे, सरकमस्टेंसी ऐसे हो। तो उस समय की सेवा हमारी क्या है? भाई हमारे रह जावे, ये तो हमारे दिल में उन्हों के प्रति प्यार है ना। तो बाबा कहते हैं इसके लिए आपका योग जो है ना, ज्वालामुखी योग। ज्वाला देखो, सूर्य जो है उसकी किरणें जो है निकलती है, वो पहुंच जाती है ना सब जगह। तो हमारा ज्वालामुखी योग जो है उसमें लाइट और माइट, आत्मा है ही लाइट, ये तो सभी जानते हो ना। आत्मा है ही लाइट, लेकिन उसमें माइट भी चाहिए। माइट क्या है? माइट है सर्वशक्तियां। तो लाइट रूप तो है ही, लेकिन शक्ति नहीं होगा, लाइट माइट नहीं होगा, तो वायुमंडल में उनको शक्ति पहुंचेगी नहीं। इसलिए बाबा आजकल इस योग पर अटेंशन खिंचवा रहा है हमारा। योग तो हम लगाते हैं, अमृत वेले भी योग लगाते हैं, और चलते फिरते भी बाबा ने कर्म योग का जो हमें सिखाया है वो बहुत सहज है, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। तो वो तो हम करते ही है, लेकिन अभी समय के अनुसार, क्योंकि बाबा ने बता दिया है दिन प्रतिदिन समय ऐसा आएगा जो अप्राप्ति अप्राप्ति दिखाई देंगी। जैसे अभी देखो पेट्रोल थोड़ा महंगा हुआ है, तो अप्राप्ति का वायुमंडल कितना है, वो तो एक चीज है, लेकिन ऐसे समय पर समय वायुमंडल में अप्राप्ति का वायुमंडल बढ़ना है, बढ़ना ही है। उसके लिए बाबा हमें तैयार कर रहा है कि ऐसा लाइट माइट वाला योग हो जो दूर से ही आप किसी आत्मा के प्रति दे सको। इसके लिए तो पहले अपना योग पावरफुल चाहिए ना। साधारण योग होगा, कर्म योग होगा, लेकिन ये प्रकाश देना, लाइट माइट, जैसे सूर्य है, दोनों ही काम करता है ना। सूर्य निकलता है, लाइट इतनी है जो रात से दिन हो जाता है, लाइट है ना। और माइट जो है, सूर्य की माइट, उससे आप देखो जैसे सोलार है, छोटी सी बात हम बताते हैं। अभी सोलार क्या है? सूर्य से माइट है ना। उस माइट से कितना काम होता है? सोलार सिस्टम से। हमारे सतयुग में तो विमान भी सोलर सिस्टम से चलेंगे, क्योंकि वहां डर नहीं है आज सूर्य कम हुआ, आज नहीं हुआ, आज बारिश आ गई, सूर्य छिप गया, ऐसे है ही नहीं। तो इसीलिए बाबा कहता है अभी ऐसा योग पावरफुल लगाओ जो दूर बैठे भी, जैसे सूर्य कितना दूर है लेकिन लाइट और माइट पहुंचती है ना, प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण है ना। सूर्य के लाइट और माइट, लाइट तो हमको रोशनी मिल जाती है, रात से दिन हो जाता है, और माइट भी है। तो कई चीजें आजकल सूर्य के प्रकाश से चलती, कई मशीनरी चलती, कई कोई काम चलते हैं। तो लाइट भी है, माइट भी है। इसी रीति से बाबा कहते हैं आत्मा लाइट हो, ये तो है ही, आत्मा का स्वरूप ही लाइट है। लेकिन कोई उसमें लाइट के अंदर भी कोई परछाई आ गई तो लाइट भी नहीं आती है। इसी कारण बाबा कहता है अपने में ये चेक करो, तो लाइट तो है, सूर्य ऑटोमेटिकली, आत्मा भी लाइट तो है, उसमें माइट है।
शान है दिल तख्त पर हमें रख लिया, खुद से ऊंचा मान देकर नाम दिल पर लिख लिया। ताज तख्त और तिलक की हमको अमर जागीर दी, ताज तख्त और तिलक की हमको अमर जागीर दी। जिंदगी जीने की हमको एक नई तदबीर दी, आपने बाबा हमें।
Om Shanti Vyakti Parivar. So just to remind you all that Wednesday is Raksha Bandhan Day, and we will offer bhog to Baba for Raksha Bandhan, and we'll celebrate Raksha Bandhan with the Vyakti Parivar in the evening session. So please save the date and time and be with us. Anybody who would like to offer bhog for Raksha Bandhan, you can send your name to our phone number, text, WhatsApp, or email. Okay, so now tomorrow is Tuesday and our schedule from Amritvela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Evening 5 to 6 English Avik Mule revision, followed by meditation Hindi series, meditation English series, and Avikti journey. So now let's do Avik Murli. Welcome to Avikti journey. Avik Murli is from 1969, speaking to the heart of an angel.
Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of the 25th of June, 1971. Equality in service and tapasya. In the beginning, you had the intoxication that you were sitting at the top of the tree. The entire tree was below you and you were up above. You stayed up above. If you turned the tree upside down, you would be up above. Therefore, just as previously, you had a lot of intoxication that you were sitting at the top of the tree and observing the entire tree. In the same way, do you still have the intoxication of doing tapasya in a variety of many different ways? Was the intoxication of the beginning greater than now? Or is the intoxication now greater? That was just the form of tapasya, whereas now tapasya and service are taking place simultaneously. That intoxication was just from doing tapasya. There was no reason to come down, whereas now tapasya and service are taking place simultaneously. Both activities are taking place at the same time, and therefore you must pay special attention to increasing your intoxication every now and again. This is known as charging your battery. The experience will be as though the tree is truly in the emerged form, and that you're looking at the tree as a detached observer. This intoxication gives you a lot of happiness. It also gives you power. This is why there is a lot of praise of the seed of the tree and the tree. Whilst doing a variety of service in this way, you must continue to fill yourself with the power of tapasya. Through this, tapasya and service will remain combined and simultaneous. It shouldn't be that because you get involved in service, you forget to do tapasya. No, both should be simultaneous. There is the combined form, is there not? You have to check this every now and again. Until you become a checker, you cannot become a maker. You cannot become a world maker or a peacemaker that have been remembered until you become a checker. You need to check yourself a great deal. No matter how much others check for you, they cannot do it to the same extent. By checking yourself, you can progress a great deal. You have to check yourself. You don't need time to check yourself. When you have this practice naturally, there is no need for any time. It continues to happen automatically. Then it doesn't even take 1 second to check yourself. How long does it take to check yourself? You can find 1 second no matter how busy you may be. You just need to have this practice. You have to become a checking master. Just as you are a master almighty authority and master knowledgeful, in the same way, you have to become a checking master. Acha. According to the drama, all of you are moving along very well. But even though you may be moving along very well, you have to check yourself. You know that this is the beneficial age. But even then, you have to think of plans for bringing benefit to yourself and to others. Make such new plans through which the stage of all takes a jump. Acha, we will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti.
कितना सरल अपना सफर, कितना सरल अपना सफर, पतवार है करतार के हाथों में, पतवार है करतार के हाथों में, तो किसका है डर, जिसकी तरफ बाबा आप हैं उसकी हमेशा जीत है, जिसकी तरफ
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.